Well, good evening, I guess I should say, everyone. Thanks for tuning in here to Salt City Racing, our first live broadcast. Kyler, thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Nick, thanks for jumping in here a little bit. We got a lot of stuff to
Yeah.
talk about, a lot of things going on. So it's exciting times, and we are ready to go here with some exciting announcements and stuff from that part. So, again, thanks, everybody, for joining in. We'll give it a little bit more time here for more people. I see people jumping in here and stuff, too. To talk about everything. We will have a chat line up if you want to answer any chats that we might meet to talk to you about or whatever from that part for questions you might have. So, again, let's get things kicked off here. Salt City Racing first podcast. We're going to make this probably a weekly show at Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So, again, we'll get things kicked off and clear a few things up here real quick. First thing is to clear the air on some of the stuff is some of the things the press has put out there and some people have put out there. We are not, listen to me, we are not looking for volunteers to work at our racetrack. Everyone that works at our racetrack will get paid from that part. If you have questions, of course, on our Facebook page and our webpage, the cell phone number is there, 316-706-8745. And an email is info@saltcityracingllc.com is our email. So you can put some questions out there or call at any time from that part and leave a message before we call you back too. From that start. If you're looking to come to work at the racetrack, on the webpage, there is an employment tab that you can click on to fill out an application that will come directly to us, and we can get a hold of you and see what positions. We got a lot of positions filled. Thank you, Kyler.
You bet.
For bringing most of the Dodge City crew with you. From that part. So, Nick, we're just needing a handful of people, correct?
We are. We're needing about 3 or 4 good people to kind of police the pit area and the fence next to the racetrack. And, just checking for pit passes, making sure everybody is participating correctly, and then we should be good to go.
And we'll get into that too. We're going to show you where we're going to pit and that kind of thing too. But I also want everybody to understand we want to keep everybody safe. We went through with the insurance company and got everything approved, all that kind of stuff to make sure we dotted our I's, crossed our T's, and not forgetting everything else from that part too. Next thing is we're going to have some rules put out there, and we are trying to get as many racers to race that can. We're going to have some transition rules to come up with, and we're going to show you here in a few little bit on some classes to get as many racers as we can. I know there's been some talk about how all these racers fought for the track and they don't get a race. Well, we're going to figure out a way to get everybody to race. I promise you that too. You'll see that on the schedule as we get going, the classes and stuff and what we're going to do from that part too. So, next thing is I need you all to fill those stands. We need to prove this fair board they were wrong of tearing down this racetrack, and we need to prove to them this is the best thing we can do. We got to get this first year under our belt to show the fair. I've got to go back and show them all the numbers and stuff to show them what we did, how many people were in the stands, how many cars were there, all that kind of stuff, how many pit passes we did, and show them this is a bona fide good racetrack that we can build on for years to come. So all of you need to come and support this racetrack. If you are a fan, bring a couple friends with you. If you're a racer, make sure you got your race car in there and bring your pit crew with you, whatever from that part to help us keep this track. And let's make sure that when I go back and report in October to the fair board, here we go. We're going we're going to sign another 3-year contract, and then we got all kinds of exciting plans and things to do. I know a lot of everybody's asking about the racetrack surface and stuff. I'm going to tell you that I've hired the gentleman that put on the dirt at Bristol. He is going to be coming. Mike is going to be coming in the middle of March to help start working on the track and prepping the track. So I've hired, I think, the best in the country to come help us to get us a great racing surface. So racers, it might take us a few races for it's a perfect racetrack, but we're going to make sure that we do the best we can. Got a lot of things working on equipment and stuff too from that part. But I think Mike will get us a great racing surface. He's done it at Bristol. He's done it all over the country. And I've talked to him many, many times already. He's excited to come and get things prepped and started. So it'll be fun, right, guys?
Yeah, 100%. But, to add to Phil's point, we really want to get the fair board to look at this at the end of the year and say, hey, this was a great move here, and we want them to give us more dates for next year, so give us more opportunity to run different things and different classes and different bring in some different bigger sanctioning bodies and stuff like that. So if we can really get through 2024 and prove to that point that that is good for the Kansas State Fairgrounds, then we'll definitely have a lot more opportunity going forward.
Yeah. So for this year, yes, it's going to stay a half mile. We can't spend the money or anything on a I don't know if we're going to get several years behind that. We'll reevaluate of moving it to a 3/8 track. I will be talking to Mike when he's here to see what it does take to move that thing to a 3/8 from that part. And I need to hear from the racers. I need to know what you want, what you think would be better for you. I've got all kinds of people coming at me already of two shorten it. A lot of people want to keep it, that kind of thing, but we need to weigh our odds of what's going to be the best way for us to for the racing surface and bring the roundup cars and everything else too. So from that part. So yes, we'll be using a full-born My Race Pass. It's already out there live. You can check out what we've got out there on My Race Pass. Of course, the webpage is live, Salt City Racing LLC, and of course, Facebook page and that sort of thing too. So I would ask you right now, we are broadcasting this on all of the channels we have. I would like for you all to go over to Salt City and like that Facebook page. The YouTube page will be coming on their next site. We didn't quite have the YouTube page ready, but get over there and like the Salt City Racing page so you can keep up to date on everything we're going to do. We'll be posting there quite a bit on changes, weather changes, that kind of thing. But jump over there on My Race Pass and on Salt City on that, and we can have the updates and everything for you on Salt City Racing. So please jump over there and like that page and so you can keep up to date from that part. Next thing on my list is Racing Dirt. We'll be filming the races for all the races that we have, except the big race in July. So Flo will be doing that race there too. So, gentlemen, what else? Are we ready to start throwing some stuff out there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Yeah. And I hit it too many times.
There we go.
Okay, so there's our lovely logo, of course. And here is our schedule. So, Nick, you want to take it away a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So, grand opening will be Friday, April the 26th. We're going to have the URSS sprint cars here. And then we made a change to our class structure, and we removed the sport compacts from our schedule. A few reasons why we did that. That's a big racetrack, and we were just really just kind of the equipment, and or just the car, and how hard it would kind of be on those cars. I feel like, don't you agree, Kyler? It's kind of why we did it.
It is a big racetrack, a big half mile. That's something maybe we could bring back next year when we start, if we can cut it down.
Yeah, definitely. If we can cut the racetrack down, definitely we're going to have them. But so,
and I'm going to say, I'm going to butt in here a little bit, Nick. Everybody, I want you also to know these dates were not picked by us. These dates were given to us as the only dates we had available to race from the fair because of all the other scheduled dates I have. So I want you to understand that this first year's been a little tough on scheduling and things and putting the dates in here we need to have to do this. I also want you to understand that this is not our dates we got to pick. Hopefully we get this going for next year. We'll be able to pick these dates and have some better dates and things like that from that standpoint.
100%.
Okay.
But A-Mod, Northern IMCA Sport Mod, IMCA Stock Car, IMCA Hobby Stock. We're going to run those run those 4 classes at all of our regular races. Excuse me. So April 26th, our grand opening, URSS sprint cars. Basically repeat of the same show on May the 24th, also with the URSS sprints. Friday, June 21st will be first of 2 nights for the High Plains, or the first of 2 nights for the season for the High Plains Late Model Series and our 4 weekly IMCA classes. Friday, July the 19th, and Saturday, July the 20th. Friday, we're going to run a complete show with the URSS sprint cars and our IMCA classes. And Saturday, July 20th, the USAC Silver Crown Series will run their 100-lap race, and we will add some classes in there too. Either we may take some classes off of Friday and put them on Saturday or something, but we're still kind of trying to determine that with USAC and everybody else as to what we can run there. Also kind of need to get a feel for the racetrack and how the racetrack is going to respond to a lot of racing, to just make sure, because we really want to run 100 laps with the Silver Crown cars that night. August 3rd, we'll bring the High Plains Late Model Series back, and again, our 4 IMCA classes. And then Friday, September 20th, will be the last night for track and IMCA points, where we will have a URSS Sprint Car Series race and the final points night for our 4 IMCA classes. So then we get on to October and November, and guys, it could be 70 or 7 outside.
So, and really what happened here is the fair board is making us pay half of our fee if we have a rain out. I asked to have those 2 dates excluded from the rain out clause to where I wouldn't have to pay it because of weather. If it's snowing or doing whatever, they would not do that for me. So that's why that is on the schedule still as TBA. We might get those dates. We might not get those dates. I would love, like this year, we could have raced in December.
Yeah.
If there's a date available in December and the weather's still good, I want to race in December too. So
We could be racing in February earlier on.
We could have raced. We could have raced yesterday.
yeah, exactly. So those last 2 dates, whatever, that super stock guys, that's when we're looking at putting you guys on somewhere around October the 12th. We've also talked about different other classes for an A mod class of a open mod class or something like that. So we've got some other exciting things we want to talk about as we get through the year for those last 2 dates. But we got to make sure the weather holds out and that kind of stuff too. And again, if we can get a December date in, if the weather's good, we're going to do that too. So any questions or anything? I think we've kind of covered everything there.
I think we're good.
Okay. Let's go to the next page. And next page is
Next page is the track.
So here's the track, and where we're going to pit is on the east side. As you can see, the red bracket there on the east side. And we did this so we could basically take the least amount of expense to block off the pits to keep them safe and keep them secure and to be able to keep everybody honest with a pit pass. And also the fairgrounds help is going to help us fence that off. And this seemed to be a better idea. Kyler came up with this idea on the east side to pit over there. We wanted to pit inside the track, but there was no way with the insurance rules and laws that they had that we can actually pit inside the track with the facility we have today. There's a lot of things that have to happen inside the track to be able to pit in there. So that's why we went here. We wanted to go over there where normally would pit on the west side, but the amount of fencing and things it takes to put up to enclose that off was wasn't very cost effective for the fair to have to charge us to put up the fence and stuff for that part. So that's why we're going over on this other side and be a lot easier to block off and be able to pit from that part.
And what's nice too is now we can park our grandstand folks right behind the grandstand again, without having to have them park in the back 40. It's a lot closer for them to come to the track too. So
yeah. So anyway, you can actually see where the hot pit will be right in the center of the track. And then we got the arrows drawn off. The cars will come in off that back gate and come straight across there to get onto the racetrack and then come off the racetrack from that part. So that's where the hot pit will be. The hot pit will be only for the feature races from that part. The next thing is we've got to talk about too is we have to keep everybody off the wall watching the races and stuff too to be safe. That's one of the other insurance rules we have of keeping everybody off the wall. So that's why this also kind of made sense to put everybody on the back side of the racetrack from that part. I think it makes it easy to get in the track, get off the track, and all that kind of stuff too. So Kyler, thanks for coming up with that great idea. And I really think the fair guys really kind of like that situation too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, another thing too is we're really working on being very efficient because we know how important it is that the races get started on time and that we get done at a decent hour. I mean, our curfew is 11 p.m., I think, but we want to be done and have everybody out of there well before that. We're going to kind of take the Eagle Raceway position on getting the races started. If the races are scheduled to start at 7 p.m., we want to have the first heat race on the racetrack at 5 till.
Yeah,
that's right.
You want to do, get everything, get all the pre-race stuff out of the way and go. And as you can see right here, there's this concrete road right here on the south end of the racetrack. And that is where the heat races are going to line up and the features are going to line up to go out onto the racetrack. So in heat race time, what we're going to do is we're going to send the first heat race of the night out, and they're going to go on the racetrack and race. And then at the same time, we're going to send the second heat race out, and they're going to stage in this area right here. Third heat race is going to be lined up here on this road. And then when the first heat race is over, those guys are going to go to the scales. They're going to exit the racetrack. Second heat race is going to go on the racetrack. Third heat race is going to stage. Fourth stage in the infield. Fourth heat race is going to stage on the outside. And we're just going to keep things rolling.
Because that is one thing we want to do. We want to have a time-effective situation. So we'll be looking at lap times. How many laps we're going to run in the heats, in the features, to make sure we have an efficient show. Because I get it, when you're sitting in the stands, we want to be. A time issue is very crucial to our people in the stands too. So we want to make sure we are very on top of that also. So
Kyler, what do you have to add to that?
Well, we'd also talked about still allowing people in there to the infield to watch the race, but we're going to have a designated area.
Yeah, that will be, well, what I would like to do here is the spot where the cursor's at now is where the stage is at. I want to do that for our sponsors. I want to have like whoever's one of our great sponsors that we already have. I can't announce too many sponsors yet because we're still working on a lot of things and stuff too, but have that stage up there for them to be, that's their night to be able to watch the races from there.
Like our hospitality area, viewing
that
area.
Part. So, okay. So, any other thing, guys, before we move forward to the next page?
Just kind of wanted to clear up some of the hot pit right here. So we'll have this blocked off with the K rail so that if a car does exit the racetrack to the infield, it can't get into that area. So crew members and stuff will be inside that hot pit area, and then the cars will be able to pull up to the hot pit and get serviced if need be.
Yeah, and if we have a car that comes over here, one of our four-wheelers will grab it and pull it down to the work area.
Yep.
So make it a little bit safer for everybody too.
100%.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Let's go.
There is our payouts. Of course, this was also over on our webpage. I don't believe it's on the Facebook page yet or whatever, but it will be up on the webpage right after the show. We've got it ready to be put up live after the show is over. So there's our payouts for the 4 classes, and I think we've done very well here with this to take care of the racers. Me being a racer and stuff like that, I understand how pay is and what it affects and what it does. So we've done a lot of thinking, a lot of ideas, and I will tell you that we still even changed it about 10 minutes ago.
We did. Yeah, we added to it. We didn't take away. We added to it.
We added more to it. So there's our stuff there too. And again, you can get on saltcityRacingLLC.com and pick up the webpage and check this all out. After the show, it'll be live there to see your payouts and that sort of thing too. So I don't know if we need to look that up for a little bit or anything else we need to add to there. Or
everybody can snap a picture of their screen or take a screenshot.
But again, it's going to be live here shortly right after the show. It will be live and from that part too. But
we really want to make it to where it's really worthwhile for everybody to come race.
Yeah, this is a racer friendly purse for sure.
100%.
Yeah, and I'm going back to there's some people are commenting about all just IMCA, that sort of thing, and as we're trying to build on this, you're going to see some transition rules that are going to come up here next to help get as many racers as we can for taking some transition rules and bringing them into so they can race. And like I said, those last couple dates on the schedule, that's when some of the super stock guys, I've talked to a couple of those guys already. They're excited to come race at that time and that sort of thing too. We're trying to get as many people, as many classes we possibly can, but we first got to get this first year under our belt. So then next year we can go and do more and bigger and better things for everybody. And remember, this was to save a racetrack. That's what we're trying to do, is save this racetrack. So from that part. So keep your fingers crossed that the weather's good in October, November, that we can race. But it's Kansas weather, so who knows what will happen from that part.
One thing to mention too, guys, is the sprint car purse and the late model purse. Those will be standard URSS purse nights and standard High Plains late model series.
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct.
If there's any guys in the sprint or modifier, the late models that are watching, it's going to be those standard series payouts. So
hang on, I think we lost audio. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are we still going here?
I think we're going.
I don't have any sound.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
So anyway, we're good on the auto. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty, but we don't. So anyway, I hope everybody can see that for a little bit. Again, after the show is over, it will be live up on the SaltCityRacingLLC.com webpage, and a lot of stuff's over on that webpage you haven't got over there on that site too. Okay, so I think the next thing's the transition rules, right?
Yep, let's check it out.
So what we've done here is we've went to IMCA and talked to Dave Brin to get some transition rules for this first year to help get as many cars as we possibly can to jump in here and race at the fair as we possibly can make it happen. Can't get everybody. I wish I could make everybody happy, but I guess it just can't happen. But as much as I want to get everybody to race, well, hopefully those last 2 weeks of the races of the year, we can get these other classes out there on the racetrack and have some fun with that part too. So let's go to the stock car rules. And these are, again, just for the first year. These are coming from IMCA, as you can see. And the difference is of course, you're going to have to run the Hoosier G60 tire only. Maybe ground grooved and siped to 2024 IMC stock car rules only. Wheel covers must be bolted to the wheel cover. Bead lock on right rear only. And I don't know exactly how many of these exactly are crossing over from that part, but from that standpoint too. Springs and shocks and location must meet 2024 IMC stock car rules. No shock can be pinned against any spring. So I think that's. I think most of these are really kind of true to what we've got from that part. Engine location must meet 2024 IMC stock car rules. Local stock cars with engine must move and add 25 pounds of lead weight forward to the front of the block. Engines not meeting the 2420 IMC stock car 500 CFM rule number 24 option B must run an option A 350 CFM carburetor. No spoilers. And of course, then we can adjust this as we go. And I will tell you, racers, I'm not going to be a big stickler on if it's a really bad situation that you've done something to cheat. Yeah, we're going to flag you on it, but we're going to give you a lot of warnings, a lot of issues, and not be very picky at first to try to make sure we're trying to have everybody needs to have fun. We need to enjoy this racing and from that part. So yes, my tech guys already know that. I already talked to him about it from that part to know that, hey, we're going to do a lot of warning. We're going to do a lot of talking about what we want to do, that sort of thing. But there's something flagrant on your car that's been out there cheating or whatever. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to DQ whatever. But I do not want to DQ people. That's not my game. That's not my call on that situation. But I want to be able to make everybody very competitive. But again, to bring everybody as many race cars as we can to the racetrack and give everybody the opportunity to race. So I think this gives every stock car a chance to get out there and race and have fun from that part, from wherever you're racing. So anything else to add on that one, gentlemen?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty straightforward, and I think we'll get a lot of stock cars.
I hope so.
Okay, let's go to mods. And what I want to say here is there's some gentlemen that have the Southern Sport mods.
Yes.
Is that right? They'll be able to run with the IMCA B mod, sport mods from that part. So what we're doing here for B mods, the USRA B mods to run, you'll run with the A mods of IMCA with the G60 tire. And again, must be grounded and grooved and siped to 24 IMC modified rules. Wheel covers must be bolted to the wheel and bead lock on right rear only. And if you are a B mod, you can be able to run an IMCA 4-barrel carburetor instead of, I think they have to run a 2-barrel.
That's correct.
And you will have to put a filler pounder on the back, and of course, no spoilers. So I think this makes it pretty easy for the B mods to come over and race from that part, or make your car very close to this or whatever. I've talked to several of you racers out there too. Again, I don't want to get sticklers on exactly that has to be these rules. I want to make sure we're all trying to get to the same place and be fair and even from that part. And I think this transition rule here does help get that to that situation. So if you've got questions on any of this stuff, again, this is going to be live up on the webpage. You can look at it a little later, or give us a call or email us or whatever. Or if you want to come by the dealership and talk to us about some situations, what you're thinking or whatever, we got plenty of time to still discuss and go and move forward. We want to get this stuff out of here as much as we can to be ready so the racers can get their cars ready and that sort of thing too. So anything else to add on those, gentlemen?
No, I think it's important to know that those Southern guys can come up here and play with us, because it's kind of been a stickler in the past, and this IMCA allowing this is going to be huge for.
They'll have to run the IMCA G60 tire, not the 500.
Yep. And I will tell you, we have here at the dealership, we have quite a few. If you guys would like to purchase some good used IMC G60s, we got some here for you too, to help you transition into that coin in that part of the process.
We don't put a lot of laps on them, do we?
No. No. Okay, so again, this will all be live up on the webpage here shortly. If you can go back and fill out from that part too. So I guess we're through.
That is it.
It is it. So anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want. Anyway, so there's kind of our information. There's kind of our stuff. I'm going to go back through again and thank everybody for joining us tonight, joining up on live. And for those you just joined us now too, I want to also clear the air once again. We are not looking for volunteers like was put out there.
Oh,
if you're looking to want to help us at the racetrack, you will be paid. If you would like to jump on our Facebook on the webpage, there's a tab over there for employment. You can fill out an application that'll come to us, and we can talk to you about that. We're not needing too many people to help us, though, do we, Kyler?
No, we're pretty good with just a few of those spots to help keep it safe. with the way the wall is and where we're pitting. You know, those are gonna be some key employees there too.
Bringing a lot of the crew from Dodge City Raceway, and as everybody knows, if you've been there, it's a very well run, organized show. And I'm not trying to talk you up, but it's true.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it should be very good.
Okay, so questions, if you want to call the track phone, 316-706-8745. That's up on both the webpage and the Facebook page. Or information or info@saltcityracingllc.com is the email if you want to email something in about us. And again, if you just want to come by the dealership and talk to Nick or I or whatever, or call that phone, we can leave a message, call you back, and tell you.
And on that phone too, I mean, it's where is it? It's right there. It's an iPhone, so you can text it anything, and we will get back to you. So.
Okay, so, and again, I can't stress enough, let's go prove to the fair board this was the right decision to go racing. Let's go fill these stands, bring your friends, bring your family. We'll sure try to have a great environment for you to have fun, watch the races, that kind of thing, and then we'll grow with things as we go. I can't tell you how excited I am to have USAC coming July 19th and 20th. That's been kind of in our back pocket here for a little bit, and we've been working hard with USAC to bring that class here. I think it's going to be fun. They will qualify on Friday night. So we'll get a taste of that, kind of see how they do, and then race them on Saturday for that 100-lapper. And Tommy has said he's coming early in the week, or 10 days early, to help prep that track to make sure. If I need to bring Mike back in at that time too, I will, so we can make sure we got that track prepped so we can hold 100 laps.
That's right. That's a lot of laps.
That's a lot of laps. But
car.
Mike's gonna work on that thing and kind of reshape some of the dirt a little bit, and it's gonna be a pretty good racing surface, I think, right off the bat. I think. So,
and he feels positive about.
He does feel very positive,
and that's what's good. He wouldn't want to come out and put his name to something that he don't feel positive about. So there's positives there.
I agree. So anyway, and again, we'll be on My Race Pass, so you can go in there, check out all the schedules and stuff there too on My Race Pass if you would like. And again, Racing Dirt will be filming our races, so you can make sure you get your membership if you can't be there at the racetrack. But I want you in the stands is where we need you. Yes. Let's let Racing Dirt take care of the people that are out of state or out of further away or whatever. But I know it's going to get hot. It's okay. I always say I'd much rather sweat than freeze, but let's make sure that we get everybody in the stands, and let's help show the fair they made the right decision of voting. And they did. They voted 13-0 to let us go race. So let's make sure that we're filling those stands, we're filling it up, and make this a great, fun time environment for everybody. And then let's blow this up, and let's make sure this racetrack sticks around for many, many more years from that part. So anyway, please go over on Salt City Facebook page and like that. That's where a lot of our stuff will be happening. Announcements and stuff. Tonight we're broadcasting on all of our channels to get everybody to know that. So please jump over on the Salt City Racing Facebook page and like that. The YouTube page will be up shortly to be able to get that one going too from that part. But we'll still broadcast this next couple deals. But we're planning on every Wednesday at 6 o'clock to go live to update everybody kind of what's happening, what's going on, sponsors and that stuff. We'll be able to start announcing here shortly. That stuff too. So just, gentlemen, what else have I left out or whatever?
I don't know. Let's see if we've got any questions in the comments.
I've been going through here, but I don't see anything at all.
John says we used to run 50 laps in the heat of the afternoon. Well, if we can do 50 laps in the middle of the afternoon, by gosh, we can do 100 at night.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, Bo, will there be a catwalk or stands to watch from the pits? We're going to have to figure that out. What I thought a lot of guys could do was get on top of their trailers, or whatever, for the heats, or just going to have to jump on a four-wheeler, jump on, come around to the stands or whatever for that part till we get things kind of figured out. But this pitting on the east side is the best thing we can do for a cost-effective, for having the fair help us build the fences and all that stuff to be secured. Kyler came up with this idea, and I think it's a great idea where we're going to pit. So I think that's great too on that part too. What else, gentlemen?
I think we've pretty well covered it.
I think so too. Kyler?
Just time to get here and do it.
Time to go to work.
Can't wait. So we'll be over there in the middle of March helping get the track prepped. Mike will be here in town for that, and we're working on the wall situation. I think they're going to start pouring some walls next week. Some panels, I should say, to get up the – and really right now there's only just a couple panels that we really need to replace to make it secure and safe to go racing. So that's another exciting thing too. From that part.
It's a good question that was just put on there. Do USRA guys have to purchase an IMCA license? So the answer is yes. You will have to purchase an IMCA license.
And I will tell you, buying a license from that part's around $100. But for you racers that I didn't know that till this year, started digging into insurance, that also gives you $100,000 worth of medical coverage that I did not know that come with that license. So it's a big payoff to pay $100 to make sure you got yourself covered for insurance and stuff too. And I didn't realize that until we started digging into these insurance rules and laws and everything we had to abide by to get insurance to cover us at the track. But that is one thing about the IMCA license. You get $100,000 worth of medical. Pretty cool.
Yes, it is very cool. That's really important.
Okay. Any other questions, anything whatsoever? Nothing?
I'm good.
I'm good if you're good.
I'm good. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Get over on Salt City Racing Facebook page and get that like so you can get up to date. We will still we'll post on these channels as we go forward for the next couple of weeks, but every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, we're going to come live, try to keep you updated on everything we can and possibly do for this racing. But please, let's go fill those stands. Let's show the Fair Board they made the right decision from that part. And let's go, I guess the best thing to say, let's go racing.
Let's go.
Everybody, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Everybody, thank you. Kyler, thank you. Nick, thank you. One thing I can say, it's going to be fun. You know, I guess I got to spit the last thing. If you're not first,
you're last.
You're last. All right. Everybody, have a great evening, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday, 6 o'clock.